I hope you're all having a wonderful day and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be reviewing the Kim Kardashian Beauty Mrs. West collection. It is a bridal collection, which is extra special to me because I am currently engaged. I am getting married in almost a year from now, and I've also worked a lot as a makeup artist for weddings. I've done a couple dozen weddings, so this collection really spoke to me and I thought it'd be really fun to review it, especially in a 80s wedding dress. Look at this dress. You guys can't even see it, but the train is like huge. I actually bought this for like a different reason from a thrift store, like to be funny. So I thought this would be perfect to wear this in today's video. In the video, I just got the package, so I'm reviewing the package and I got the whole collection for $100. So I'm reviewing that, reviewing the products. I'm also testing it out as well. So you'll see the tutorial for this eyeshadow look. If you are interested in the tutorial, I do have that included in today's video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So my box just came in the mail. I am wearing like an 80s wedding dress. I thought it'd be kind of fun for the video. And right away what I thought was cool is it has like, it's a unique box because on the outside it looks like a just typical like brown box. But on the inside it does have KKW Beauty on it, and even the paper to like fill the box is like colored and pretty. And this is what the box looks like. I love that they have her as a bride. I think the packaging is just like absolutely beautiful, very bridal, very bougie. So this is what it looks like when you do get the package. I like the way it's set up. I'm glad that things didn't like move around too much in shipping, which is great. I do think it's reasonably priced. It was $100 for all of this. It comes with an eyeshadow palette, a lip gloss, lip liner, lipstick, blush, and highlight. And when you do buy them as a kit, they don't come individually wrapped. So this doesn't have an extra container. This is just the palette by itself. And these are what the shadows look like. It does have like a protective layer. I absolutely love the eyeshadows. Even looking at them in person, like these are shades I know I'm going to love. As someone who was a makeup artist for a long time and has done dozens of weddings, this is typically what brides want. They want to look very natural. I know for me on my wedding day, I want to look glam, but still very natural, nothing too crazy or colorful. You do want to look like yourself, so I feel like this is very beautiful for, I think brides would totally want to wear this. So I'm excited to try these colors out. This one is the blush, so pretty. These are all colors I feel like I am so drawn to, especially when doing wedding makeup and as a bride, everyday, natural. Like I love these colors. I'm excited to try on this blush. And then the highlight as well. Really, really pretty. It'll be interesting to see how like intense this highlight is. I feel like for brides, like they either don't want highlight or they want like a very minimal highlight. So it'll be interesting to see like how intense this is, especially just to see how well this would work for like the average bride, not necessarily like the makeup artist bride, but just the average everyday bride. I do think that they maybe should have come out with this collection just right off the bat in a couple of different options for people with different skin tones. Looking at this blush, I can tell it would probably be very light on people that are deeper than I am, and same with that lipstick too. I don't know if that would be the perfect nude lipstick for someone that's a deeper skin tone than me. So the eyeshadows might be pretty universal in the sense because they do have darker shadows, which is really nice. But right off the bat, I'm not really sure like how equitable this entire collection is. I think it would be nice if they came out with it in a couple different versions for people with different skin tones, because I do think this is more catered to people with fair skin tones that look like Kim Kardashian, although she can get very tan. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go pop on some foundation, setting powder, a little bit of bronzer, basically everything that didn't come in this collection, so I can show you guys what this collection looks like applied. Alright, so I'm back. If you guys are curious as to what I used on my face as a base before I go in with the other products, I used the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer as my primer today, the Hourglass Foundation, it's amazing, and I also applied it with a Sigma Kabuki 3D HD brush. This is phenomenal, especially the combination of these three things is like phenomenal. My skin looks flawless after I do it. For concealer, I used the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay and applied that with a beauty blender. I used two powders to my face. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish first, just to kind of like set everything, and then after that I used my Thrive Cosmetics Filter Effects Setting Powder. For bronzer, I use the Hoola Light Bronzer because I feel like it gives me a nice subtle contour without being too dramatic. And then for my brows, I used both the Thrive Cosmetics Brow Liner Pencil, and I used a little bit of the Anastasia Dip Brow just to kind of create more like hair-like strokes. So that's everything I used as a base, so now let's jump into using some of the KKW Beauty products. I'm going to start with the face and use both the blush and the highlight first. I'm applying the blush using this Morphe E4 brush, just dipping into it. It looks like a fair amount of pigment is coming up, and then just dusting it on the apples of my cheeks. But so far I love this color. I feel like it's so natural looking, at least on my skin. And it is pretty subtle, so I like that you can build it up. Sometimes it's a little tricky if the blush is too pigmented. So that's before blush and after what that looks like. What I like to do with blush is, again, just start towards the apples and move backwards and lift up. So that's the blush. I actually really like that color. I want a softer highlight, so I'm taking this Luxie tapered highlighter brush. It's a little bit fluffier. Just dipping into that. Lightly tapping in. Okay, this is really nice. It's kind of what I thought it would be. It's more of a subtle highlight, but it's really pretty. I feel like in photos, especially for the average bride, not like the Instagram bride, you want a more subtle highlight, and I feel like it comes out in pictures prettier. I like that this isn't super chunky. Like, you can't really see glitter. It just looks really soft and subtle. I think that looks so pretty. Do the other side too. Then for my nose highlight, I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is the Morphe M514 brush. Just going to very lightly tap into that. I'll zoom you guys in too so you can really see what's going on. But I feel like that created a really nice glowy look without it being too like shiny, if that makes sense. So first I'm using the lip liner on my lips. This is in the shade Love. It's kind of like a hard plastic liner, but it looks like you would want to sharpen it to get it down, which is kind of, I'm not really crazy about those. I prefer the ones where you can just like twist it up, but it looks like it's one of those that you would have to like shave down, even though it is kind of like a harder plastic. With the lip liner, I try to keep that to the outside of my lip. Since there is a lipstick that goes with it, I will use that to fill in my lips, so I mainly just kept to outline my lips with the lip liner, and next we're going on with the lipstick. I kind of assumed the lipstick would be a good match with the lip liner, or that it would be identical, but it's actually a lot peachier than the lipstick or the lip liner. The lip liner is pretty, I would say, brown, whereas the lipstick itself is very peachy. I haven't really seen any videos of them applying it. I just saw it online and purchased it off of that. So that to me was a little surprising, so just know that the lipstick doesn't perfectly match the lip liner. I probably would have maybe filled in my lips a little bit more with the lip liner if I had known that, but I feel like it does create a really nice contoured lip look. So next I'm going in with the lip gloss to finish it off. And since the lip gloss is lighter than the lipstick, I mainly concentrated that on the inner part of my lips because I think the three of these are supposed to be used together to create contour lips, meaning that you want to have a darker lip liner to make your lips look fuller, put the lipstick in the middle, and then put the lip gloss as a highlight in the inner corner. So my lips look a little bit more contoured and look like they have more dimension than they did before. And that's not usually how I do my lipstick. I like to just kind of just put on one color, but this is a really nice, pretty look, and I do like how it turned out. I was just a little surprised because I thought they would have been like similar in color, but they definitely look like they're used to create more of a contoured lip look. Now for the fun part, I'm going in with the eyeshadows. They do have the names of the eyeshadows on the back, so I will be going in with the, it looks like this is the Etched in Stone shade. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. So I just realized as I was looking, this is so weird. I'm looking at this, because I haven't seen the names of the shadows yet. One of the names is May 24th, and I'm getting married on May 23rd. That's really weird. That's pretty cool actually. But yeah, so these are the shades on the back. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming this is May 24th. This one is Mrs. West. Sometimes it's hard to tell based off of where the shadows are on the back. I'm not really sure. I think what I'm doing with this palette is I'm taking this shade here as a nice like neutral all over shade. I'll probably be using these two shades as well. I don't think I'll be using this shade today. I'm trying to create a more like natural look and then probably use maybe a little bit of this in the middle as well. So starting off with this light pink shade here, I believe it's called Etched in Stone. I'm taking a big fluffy blending brush. This is, it's rubbed off, but I think it was the Morphe E37 brush. I'll zoom you guys in so you can really see. So taking that light pink shade and this big fluffy blending brush, going to start just packing that on as a transition color. There is quite a bit of fallout too, I'm noticing. And the shade is actually lighter than my skin tone, which is kind of surprising because I feel like I'm pretty fair right now. So you may not have a transition shade if you are darker than me, and this is like pretty pale for me right now. Usually I get tanner than this, and I'll plan on being tanner for my wedding too. So not being too precise with this, and it's kind of sloppy, but that's okay because in the end you probably won't really see the shade. Then I'm taking a little bit smaller of a blending brush. This is the Sephora number 27 brush. And I'm going to dip into that pink shade. I believe it's the one called Field of Dreams, but it's this one right here. I'm going to start packing that in the outer corner. So that is really pigmented, which is nice. So I'm starting off by just kind of like pressing that in. And then when there's less pigment, that's when I'm going to start to blend it out. Just going back and forth, just trying to blend this color in. Bring it up a little bit higher to make it look a little bit smoother on those edges. I think it's kind of interesting they chose to use like a pink as like a transition color, because I know for me on brides, I typically see brides wanting more browns. And I don't know if I've ever really used a pink like this before on a bride. It's a pretty color. It would be pretty as a blush too. Picking up a little bit more of that transition shade just to kind of blend out those edges. Make them a little softer. Next, I'm taking a much smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M506 brush. In comparison to the last one, it's still fluffy, but it's just a lot smaller. And I'm picking up that beautiful chocolate brown shade. This one is called May 24. And I'm going to just pack that right in the outer corner area just to help define the eye. And then I will use that second brush that we used to help blend those edges. Actually, I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that pink transition shade just to help blend those two colors together. And maybe bring that in on the inner lid a little bit closer, just to create a really nice soft ombre look. I'm actually really enjoying how these matte colors are blending together. I feel like they blend together really nicely. I'll take a little more of that pink shade and just kind of pack it on my lid too, just to kind of make it pigmented and create a softer look on the eye. So I don't want that shimmer shade to go over my entire lid section. And then I'll also take more of that brown shade, May 24. But I'm really liking how these colors are meshing together. I wasn't really sure about this pink shade just because I just feel like that's not really a shade you normally see on brides. But I think they're coming together really beautifully. I'm trying to keep my blending as rounded as possible because I really want my eyes to look awake and just look very big, almost like doe-eyed. So I'm only going to about, like when I'm blending, about halfway to my eye to really kind of give the appearance that it's wider. If you bring it down farther, it'll kind of close off your eyes. So I want to do kind of like a half C look to make my eyes appear bigger. I'm a little curious, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that darkest shade. I believe it's Just Married. I could have them backwards though. So taking the smallest amount and just really keeping that towards the outer corner area. That's all I'm going to put it is. I'm not going to blend it upwards. I'm just going to have the smallest amount right towards the outer lower section of my eye. Then what I'm going to do next is take that Mrs. West color, I believe that's this one, the really, really light shade, taking that on my ring finger. I'm just going to press that on to my lid. It's really pigmented and really, really pretty. And this is one, I barely tapped into it and it's just so pigmented. Normally I would use a primer, and I still would if I used this on my wedding day, but I really wanted to see how these shadows would perform without one, and I'm really impressed. So I'll bring this towards the middle section, kind of on top of that pink shade. I'm just kind of packing this as opposed to like sweeping it. And then what I'll do is take a little bit of that warmer pink shade, that mauve shade, on that Sephora blending brush. And just kind of tap it right on top of it to kind of blend those two colors together. Picking up a little bit of that brown shade too, just to kind of help blend this out. I'm going to do a little bit of color underneath, not too much because I don't want to close it off. And I'm taking that same Field of Dreams color. I think this is Field of Dreams, that pink shade. This is a Lancome 24 brush, but I'm basically just taking this end. It's really fine. I'm just lightly dusting that underneath. So this is the finished look with the eyeshadows. I'm going to go pop on some mascara and then some false lashes as well, just to show you guys what that would look like. This is a little bit darker than I would probably normally go for my own wedding day, but I just want to show you guys what the shadows look like, and this is just me really testing them out. I'm sure I'll do some more tutorials with this palette in the future, giving you guys some more natural looks. This I would say is a little bit darker, but I do like how the shadows perform, and I feel like they blended together really, really well. Actually, one more thing I wanted to show you guys, I'm actually taking that really light shade and I'm taking that same brush I used to apply the under eye area. I'm just popping that on in the inner corner because I feel like it helps brighten up the eye look, make my eyes look bigger. I'm also taking the smallest amount of that and just helping to define my brow a little bit too. So you don't need to do that, but I applied that on the other side. I just finished this eye and I thought it looked really pretty on the inner corner, and I also used it to make this look a little bit more intense. But I love how it turned out and I feel like it makes my eyes pop even more. So I decided actually not to put on any false lashes because I feel like my lashes looked pretty good on their own. For mascara today, I used the Bad Gal Bang mascara. I absolutely love how my lashes look when I use this. I feel like it makes it look super, super gorgeous and long, so that is the mascara I used today. So now that my makeup is done, let me give you some of my final thoughts after using this collection. Overall, looking at the makeup as a whole, I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Will I actually wear this makeup on my own wedding day? I'm not really sure yet. I haven't even done a trial yet. I haven't really started to think about it. I do want to use more rich colors at my wedding. I want to use some blushes, but I want to use some darker like crimson colors as well. So I feel like this makeup could actually work for my own wedding day. This is a little bit darker than I had intended, but I like that the fact that you can go as dark as you want, you can make it a lot more natural. I just really wanted to play with colors today, not necessarily as a like bridal makeup tutorial, although I'm sure I'll have some of those videos in the future. Overall, I love the blush, I love the highlight, I feel like it applied beautifully. The lipstick too, it's not typically how I do my lipstick, but I love it. I feel like it does look like Kim Kardashian's lipstick, and the way that she does it with the more like contoured lip look, I think it turned out beautiful. Overall, I really do love the makeup. I love the fact that you can buy it in a set for $100. I just feel like for some brides that is a really good deal and idea too if you are stressed and overwhelmed and you're thinking about doing your own makeup or have a friend do it. I feel like this is a great idea because you do get it all as one. I feel like it's absolutely gorgeous. Do I feel like this will work for everyone? No, I do feel like it's maybe not the most inclusive for all skin types. However, you can buy separate things from the collection. So let's just say this is not a lip color that you see yourself wearing. What you can do is maybe just buy the eyeshadow or the blush or highlight and then get a separate lipstick. So I do like the fact that you don't have to buy the collection all together. You can buy them individually. But overall, I am really pleased with it. I feel like it worked really, really well. And I do see this being a bridal look. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are these colors, if you're a bride, that you think you would wear? If you did get married already, are these colors that you did wear? Are you interested in it? Would you buy the collection as a whole? Just let me know your thoughts. I'm interested in hearing those. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!